Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm so excited to start with today's topic because I think it's a very important one, especially if you are living with toxic people. So, yeah, let's start. I just prepared some points here so you can survive and learn how to love yourself while being in a toxic environment where people are pushing your buttons all the time and you find yourself in a situation where you cannot escape yet. My personal experience had taught me that the first point is basically realizing that not everyone is perfect. So you have to understand this, especially if you have the idea that some people are perfect, especially if you see them on social media, like these perfect women with perfect makeups, perfect faces and bodies, and you start to, idealizing people. Same with men. Not everyone is perfect. So if you find yourself in situations where people are constantly talking in a negative manner with you have to realize that not everyone is perfect, and sadly they aren't either. Which comes to my next point, which is a healthy person wouldn't be telling you these things you have in mind right now all the time. And I repeat it, a healthy person wouldn't be telling you the things all the time. Because a healthy person, I'm not saying everyone is healthy, because I believe we all have our issues, we all are working on ourselves, we all are facing our shadows and working out on our trauma. But a person that is self-aware wouldn't be insulting you, for example, and calling you names, because they know themselves, their firsthand, that how it feels to receive those words, how toxic, how negative, how low vibrational is. To remember that every time you encounter a situation, not only for example at home, but also at work or school or college, where a person is repeatedly telling you things you don't like, you feel bad about them, it says more about them than yourself. The third point on how to survive is go to therapy or get a counselor as soon as you can, if you can, because they help you a lot on how to talk about your emotions, how to express your emotions in a healthy way, and how to seek solutions. So if you have the opportunity, it is best to receive help from a professional. Talking about feelings, comes our next point, which is talking with friends. And I especially like this point because I think that I wouldn't have made it if I didn't have you all this amazing community, which have helped me in lots of ways possible. I love you guys so much. So yeah, if you have friends around you in physical life or online, you guys can video call, you can call them, you can ask them, hey, do you have some time? I just want to talk about what I've been going through. So yeah, it's very helpful. Just don't think you're alone, because there's always somebody that is willing to help you. There is always someone who is willing to listen to you, to offer a helping hand, or just a shoulder to cry on. So never think you are alone. You are always surrounded by people that care about you, okay? The fifth point is that every person has a different perspective about you. And you know, I think this is one of the beautiful things about life, that every person has not only about this issue, but every person has a different perspective about many topics, and all of them makes the whole truth. Like, every topic is valid and makes the whole truth. But in this case, you have to think and realize that what they are thinking you are with these words and thoughts doesn't mean it's what defines you. These words doesn't necessarily have to define you, unless you allow them, of course. So always trust yourself, your inner voice, before they made you think you are something you are not. Then the next point is related to this. When in a situation they twist your words and attack you, you have to remind yourself that your perspective is valid, that your thoughts are valid and important. You have to remind yourself you are important as you are. You are a beautiful being of light, and nobody can say you are not. Nobody can say the words, these ugly words that reflect how they think of themselves. Because in a way, it's a reflection of how they treat themselves. The words they are telling you, it's how they treat themselves and not you. The next step is basically crystals. And I really think that crystals can be both beneficial and useful, both if you are a beginner and if you're experienced or, more advanced. So, we have clear quartz. It looks like this. It's kind of semi-transparent, and I believe this is like the universal one. Like, if you want to work on love, on protection, on developing yourself spiritually, on working on meditation, on facing your shadows, I think this crystal is like the best one out there. Second one is rose quartz, which looks like this. And as you are seeing, both in the name and in the color, it's basically the main goal of this one and purpose is love. And it can be both used for relationships, family, friends, and even self-love, which is the most important thing here. The next ones are obsidian and shungite, which look like this. They are similar both in color and properties, but you have to be very careful when choosing them. I would say you can choose shungite, especially because it's mainly used, its main purpose, it's used for protecting yourself against electromagnetic frequencies. And you can have it, for example, a crystal pyramid or anything similar. You can have it near your laptop or near any cables you have, really. You can also carry it around, like I have this bracelet, super cute. And yeah, their main purpose is basically blocking and absorbing the negative energy. Then the next one is the amethyst, and this can help you, especially if you want to develop your psychic abilities, and you have also, if you want to develop yourself more spiritually and start to listen to your inner guidance and your intuition. And the next one in the list, and the last one, is the selenite, which I use it mostly for working with higher dimensions, and if I want to, activate my chakras energy and help the energy flow go smoother. And next step and point is a very important one, because you have to know how to create psychic shields in your house and your safe space. So, for example, you have your bedroom or any other room. So what I do is basically I visualize a light ball of light, on love, going and growing from my chest to the exterior of my physical body, and growing up to the entire house or the space you want to protect. It can be helpful if you don't have a safe space and you really have to protect yourself. So visualize the light ball surrounding yourself entirely and filling you with a warm light full of unconditional love. This is obvious, but I should remind it and repeat. So go to nature, meditate. It's very calming to your nervous system if you are finding yourself anxious most part of the day. So another one is obviously stay away from these toxic people as much as you can. Just go to nature, take a walk outside, meet with friends, but stay away as possible from them. This is obvious as well, but if you feel they are draining your energy, don't waste your precious energy on them. Less engagements and just respecting your energy. You don't need your ego to feel validated, and if you want to feel right, you don't need it because your energy is being drained. It's best if you keep it to yourself and you remind yourself that your arguments, your perspective is valid too, and you just keep your mental peace. I like this point because I use it too nowadays, and it's basically listening to music. So I'm sure everyone, I'm not saying most of people, love music. So if it makes you to feel better and it's an instant way to cheer you up, just get your phone or MP3 and just put your song there. This point is a very important one, and it's basically feeling your emotions. Like, I know that living in a toxic environment, you are not giving the opportunity to feel your emotions, to express them, to tell them, to say how you're feeling. So when you are reparenting yourself because your caretakers fail to do the bare minimum, or any people you are living with, it's important to start feeling the emotions you're feeling, to start accepting and letting go what you've been bottling up all the time. And you have to do it without judgment. Just observe as they go. You can cry, you can punch a pillow if you're angry, but you have to let them go without judgment, just with forgiveness and love. So you can try journaling, writing letters how you're feeling, talking to friends. It's important to express your emotions, because if not, the more you are keeping them inside, the worse they're going to try to come out, and the reaction is going to be the worst at the end. Trust me. You know, another thing that helped me realize how can I love myself, it's basically affirmations. You have to work on reassurance all the time. And maybe it's a life experience lesson. You have to work constantly on it. You know, you have to be kinder to yourself. It's also the next point. You have to be having lots of patience, lots of compassion, lots of understanding, love, just being gentle with yourself. You have it hard already. You are suffering so much. Why do you need to make things harder for yourself, you know? So to finish, I think these 2 points are the best important ones. If you're in a toxic environment and you can't get out yet, just remember that you have to search for solutions. If there's a challenge, you have to be open for solutions. So in case you are living in a house full of people that are attacking you constantly, just search for a job, start saving money or earn passive income for you to get out. So in this video, I'm just using, the opportunity to remind you of the beautiful being of light that you are. You are beautiful inside and out, and never think you're alone. You are cared and loved. I love you so much. I send you love and blessings. See you on the next video. Bye!